What's up, Praise Revolutionaries? It's your girl Tedessa J here on Saturday at Praise Revolution Radio. Like we all three Saturdays a month. All right. I hope everybody is having a joyous and wonderful weekend. I hope so. Hey, did y'all check out the show last week? It was so fun, wasn't it, Mike? It was our karaoke Shazam show. I had two contestants. Shout out to IMT Teresa Murray, vocalist, vocal arranger extraordinaire, and then to Cedric Broussard, a parent music aficionado. He was like, give the thing to Teresa before we got here. But proved to be quite knowledgeable. If you missed that show and any of our other shows, check us out on Apple Music, Spotify, and Tidal in podcast form. But if you want to see all of my melanated goodness, then pawn the replay on the Facebook Praise Revolution Facebook page, or check us out on YouTube and on Insta. We do, snippets. We give you a little. So if you wanted to get a lot, then you go over to the YouTube channel. So yes, check that out. So in that vein, I was listening to Marvin Gaye coming in, and I don't think we went back that far on in our categories, but Marvin was prolific, and I love this vocal arrangement with he and Tammy on this show. And so anyway, I felt like playing that. But and we did a little music education during the show, so check that out. And so in that vein, Berry Gordy and the Motown sound was so genius in their songwriting and arranging that play the Diana Ross version, Mike. For years, I didn't even know this was the same song. And I'm a vocalist. This is for my girl Diana. And I think she was part of the Divas segment, right, Mike? But the youngins was acting like they didn't know. So I'm going to need them to do better. But anyway, and Rashard has also slighted the boss when he has been on. So anyway, y'all need to stop acting like that and bone up on the original diva, my darlings, Miss Diana Ross, the boss. But if you get into the verses of this song, you can listen to both arrangements and not even realize they're the same. So anyway, that was a touch back to last week's show. Y'all check that out. It was super fun. And look, we give away prizes here. Next time we do it, y'all tune in. Tell your friends to tune in. And hey, Jamel, what's up, my lady? I love you. I miss you. Tell your friends to tune in. If I have folks tuning in and playing, I'll put a prize that way too. So anyway, enjoy your prize set. That was super duper fun. All right. Let's get on with the show. Today, my boy starts flag football. So I'm excited for him. Y'all hear that? That's not even the same. You don't even be knowing that's the same song. Go ahead, Motown. Anyway, he's starting flag football. And last night, Mike, we were downstairs and we got ready to go up. And he was asleep. And so I've been training him. This is the weird psychotic dichotomy of a mother. I have been training him to go to bed, in his room. And I am very annoyed when he wants to not go to bed in his room. So watch this psychotic dichotomy. I need to do a show about that. Psychotic dichotomy of motherhood. Anyway, so he sleepily goes up the stairs. And I was like, where is he? Hey, Jan Matthews, girl. What's going on? She is a friend of the show. She named this show, actually. And he went directly to his room, Mike. And I was like, oh, he went to his room. Isn't that psychotic and dichotic? Dichotomy? A psychotic dichotomy. I was sad that he went to his room and didn't beg to sleep in mine. And then I psychotically turned him down. Isn't that terrible? Oh, yes. So today we're flag footballing after the show. So, yes, shout out to not me. Oh, awesome. See, Mike knows I love the cold. All right, that excites me. Okay, cool. And I hope everybody fared well in the storm if you're watching here in our local surrounding area. So all right, so let's get into it. I want to get into the love word of the day. There were things going on this week. And I was like, I need what? I should have put that on there, Mike. Song from Escape. What I need from you is understanding. Because I was trying to understand. What are we doing sometimes? What's going on? I don't know. So there was a lot of it, but there's a couple of situations that stood out in my mind. But anyway, so the love word of the day today is understanding. Understanding. I don't understand. Sometimes we understand, sometimes we don't. I mean, anyway. So the definition of understanding, the noun is the ability to comprehend something, to come to mutual agreement with someone else. The adjective is to be empathetic or sympathetic in a situation, to give understanding. Right? So you're either gaining understanding or giving. And the Bible talks about both. So in Proverbs 3:5-6, the Bible tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your paths straight. So in that you are seeking understanding in the fact that we have to have faith, right? Or not even seeking it, just having understanding that you need to have faith. So you don't lean to what you see or what you perceive, you lean on him. But the Bible also teaches that as we deal with each other, we are to seek understanding. In Proverbs 4:7, it says, getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. My mother-in-law sometimes would say something wise. Whoa, okay? And she would say, seek understand. You got to seek understand. And so that always stuck out with me, right? So I don't know. It was a couple of things going on in the news this week, and I wanted to seek to understand. And many times on this show, we talk about social and political positions. And so California just went through a big, oh, by the way, this week, our playlist throughout the show, we're gonna spotlight one of the karaoke playlists that we had from last week. So we're gonna do MTV because that was my favorite era. Okay, all right. So anyway, California just went through a weird runoff, and so I feel like we don't realize as Americans the blessing and the curse of what the United States means, right? So there's statehood, which is individual, from the thought of United State. It's almost a psychotic dichotomy within itself. Right? The states under statehood under non-statehood. So, but anyway, and the fact that, states govern themselves, but then the ultimate governing body is the federal government. And there are times when those things intertwine, and there's times when they don't. But let's not be mistaken that things that go on in the states affect us all. Oh, Mike. Okay, don't let me forget about Texas. When we're talking about things that go on in states that affect us all. So in California, they're doing this weird, wacky runoff. So since 1911, they've had a weird, wacky runoff. And when the runoff happens, and you guys, I'm going to paraphrase. You can look it up for yourselves. But when the runoff happens, that means that the people of California are seeking to impeach or remove the sitting governor during their term. So it's almost like an impeachment. And they have to sign a petition. And so watch this weird psychotic dichotomy. Maybe this show should be called Psychotic Dichotomy. Because at the end of a couple of $1 billion, don't quote me, but it's a lot of money. A lot of money that the state of California spent on this runoff, because it started as an actual, process by which California is governed. Hey, some of us are pissed off with the governor, so we want to, maybe try to remove him. And so people throw their hat in the ring. And on the ballot, there's two questions. Should the governor be removed? And if so, who do you recommend we replace them with? That's 2 questions. So, the sitting governor of California is Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democratic governor. California is known to be liberal. We know when we watch the presidential election, we know the Western Seaboard is going to light up because they typically are liberal and vote democratically, whatever. So, Democratic governor Gavin Newsom was on the hot seat for this very, very expensive recall. Now, here's the psychotic. Well, okay. Then he was opposed by Larry Elder. Now, what the coonism was happening with that, I don't know. But first of all, I'd like to make an observation that many times when these types of candidates appear, i.e. Republicans of color, they all look the same. Now, I can't remember this brother's name, and I tried to find it, but there was a brother who was running here in Texas, and, you know, he was a Republican and an ex-soldier, and he was running for Senate or House here in the last election. And to me, all these guys look exact. Or do they make them? They make them, like, manufacture them. Anyway, he looked a lot like Larry Elder, so somebody's manufacturing Republican brothers somewhere. So anyway, this guy, paraphrasing, look it up though. Look up exactly what he said. But this guy, Larry Elder, a black man Republican, said that perhaps slave owners were owed reparations because the United States stopped their way of making money. Larry Elder, look it up. So what the coonery? So this guy ran against Gavin Newsom in this weird, publicly prompted California recall is what they call it. Now watch the psychotic dichotomy. Gavin Newsom won the recall with a landslide. So where was there ever going to be an opportunity to remove him? Who signed this petition? California wasted a whole bunch of money they could have put toward homelessness. There are people, do y'all know in San Francisco, there are pooper scooper companies because the homeless problem is so out of control that there's feces all over the streets. Yeah. And so, I mean, $3 billion could have gone toward that. And in fact, the exit polls for this situation cited that Californians were most concerned with how the governor handled COVID or how he is handling it. And they're most concerned with homelessness. So why did y'all start the recall? Help me understand. I'm seeking to understand. What are we doing? Okay. All right. But that's how it works. That's how it works. That's what happened. And then I need to seek to understand if someone is cloning Republican brothers. Is someone manufacturing them? I don't know. All right. Government, don't add me and don't seek me. Okay. Oh, yes. While we're on states and the fact that what happens in your state matters and impacts everyone else, because typically things matriculate. So, I mean, y'all, you know, I told you at the top of the show and have mentioned many times, I live in Houston, Texas. That's where this show is taped. It is a international show because anybody anywhere that's on Facebook Live or has access to Tidal, Spotify, YouTube can see this show. So there's that. But it is taped in Houston, Texas. So anyway, y'all, okay, come on now. Okay. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about energy in the power lines, and if it snows like it should in winter, or if the wind blows, our power and water is off, and that foolishness. Okay, that's a whole nother show. I'm not gonna get on that soapbox, but you guys have to remember that. Okay, but right now, very quickly, we're in a state environment where they will not mandate something that could keep people safe, businesses open. It won't mandate that, but they will mandate laws that prohibit women from legally governing their bodies rightfully. Okay? And now certain other conservative governors are trying to duplicate that. So it has a matriculation effect. So again, our setup where states run themselves and then there's the federal government layer is a blessing and a curse. So Understand what's going on around you guys. And then remember, we are so quick to forget. I don't think we are not never forget that we're the energy capital of the world and didn't have lights for a week because it got a little cold. That's ridiculous. So nonetheless, and don't forget, ladies, all ladies, white ladies, Hispanic ladies, black ladies, that there are men sitting in chairs trying to tell you what to do with your body. Don't forget that. So anyway, all right. I digress. So, Prince. Okay. So, the other thing I was seeking to understand this week was the beef with Joy Reid and Nicki Minaj. Did you see this, Mike? So, look, there's a whole thing. Okay, so, all right. There's a whole thing about the vaccine, right? There always has been. Many people have given their position one way or another. Don't take it. It's a CO conspiracy. Do take it. What, in the words of the previous president, what do we have to lose? But we don't want to be sick. All right. So whatever side of the fence of that you are on, there is a debate about it and how it has been. And so all types of people have weighed in and spoke what they had to speak. So I'm going to show you what Nicki said, and I'm going to show you what Joy said, and I'm going to show you where I'm seeking to understand what's up. Okay, so this is Nicki's tweet. Nicki said, "My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent," which I don't know. "His testicles became swollen." Does swollen mean impotent, Nicki? I don't know. "His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. Didn't need to marry her, no way. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied." And then she goes on, Nicki does, to say she's probably going to get the vaccine because she's about to prepare for a tour and go on tour. So probably to be insured, the insurance companies may be requiring this of her and her crew, or I don't know, but she did backdoor that with, "I'm probably going to get it." So then Sister Joy Reid over at MSNBC had this to say.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you. And they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from. Oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who is your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
So I'm trying to understand why Joy kind of came for Nicki, because I think Joy is expecting too much from Nicki. I think that Joy has to understand and take Nicki for what she is. She absolutely has a following. She absolutely has a platform. But I mean, let's face it, these folks are not informed. She gave credence to that when she said my cousin's friend is impotent because he has swollen testicles. He may have lupus, and maybe the vaccine triggered, that inflammation event or whatever. I'm speculating, but inflammation doesn't mean impotent. So it could be that Nicki's vocabulary, right, ain't matching up, Joy. Girl, you cannot, but I will say that yes, Nicki has to be careful about her vocabulary choice and just how she kind of puts things out there, because then the whole impotent statement could cause scores of men of color or men in general not to want to take this vaccine. And it could be safe for them to do so. That's for you to decide. She did say, do your research and you decide. So then there was this whole, bickering between these two black queens. And many people have said Joy Reid, that they don't believe in the vaccine or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. I think as black queens, we should be careful about, how and when we want to we should, you know what? We should seek to understand, right? We should seek to understand what were you trying to say. So maybe that was a DM that Joy should have done. Hey, Nikki, I'm trying to understand what you were trying to say. And if Nikki then explained herself, then perhaps Joy should say, why don't you come on my show and let's discuss it so that people have a better understanding of what you were trying to say. See how that worked? Seek to understand. Hi, Rashard. You agree with Joy, Tiff? You agree? I mean, I agree to some. That's what I'm saying. I agree to some degree as well. I agree that Nikki has a platform. She's got to be careful with what she says and how she says it because she influences. So, again, but I think that you have to realize, I mean, Nikki, you know, may not. There's one. Let me see. Everybody's not smart. That's all. That's it. And everybody's not intelligent. I think intelligence is one level, being smart is another, and just, you know, every once in a while, even a fool has a wise thing to say. I told y'all, my mother-in-law used to have been saying to seek to understand, which is what this whole show is about. So see, that was her wise moment. Anyway. Woo! Okay. So, I wish to end on a light note. So Lil Nas X has been, I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to pose y'all with a question. So he's been, you know, in media about a lot of things. So I'm not necessarily talking about those things, but I want to address something I heard him say earlier. So the things that he has done, I, you know, scrunch up my face. I'd be like, why? He has a new project out. It's called Montero. I like his music most of the time. And I kind of like his general steez and positioning in the industry. I like it. But also, I seek to understand some of the things that he does to promote the music and perpetuate it. And so that's, to me, that's a me thing. Okay? That's a me thing. So I'm always seeking to understand like his motives or his intent. And so I'm gonna play this clip for you guys. Now, this is a clip from The Breakfast Club and Lil Nas X. Listen, I know this is I'm a Christian and the folks listening be Christians and everything, but this show, you know, it's for everybody. And so, you know, I don't cut no corners. And Lil Nas X is saying what he's saying, not me. Okay, let's go.
You feel the pressure of, I see it all the time, parents will be like, you know, you have a responsibility because kids are watching. You hear that Cardi B had that same problem and Nicki had that same problem. Do you feel that same way? Like,
I don't
raise your own
really.
kids?
I feel like I used to, but now it's just like, so, like fuck your kids. Not like fuck your kids. That's exactly what
harsh.
you just said. but like, I'm
Keep
just giving them
listening,
another
guys. Keep
headline,
listening.
Montero. Okay, what agenda is that? The fuck your kids agenda? It's like we really get one chance to do this, at least to my knowledge. I don't know like what happens when we die or whatnot. So it's like I'm not like about to pander to your kids or you. Like anybody, like even I have to do this with my family members, you know, like because my family members may not always agree with what I'm doing, or like whoever I'm dating, like they may not agree. But it's like I honestly, really, truly want to live by, you know, this is our life. We get to do this shit. So fuck what anybody else has to really say about it. I guess, you know.
I would say when it comes to the music, just tell people
Okay,
that's the
Mike,
reason
that's
there's a parental
good.
advisory sticker
So
That too.
on the music.
So
Did you see the YouTube Kids
my
thing?
my understanding of his position is I somewhat agree with that to an extent. I agree with, hey, I got one shot. I got one life and I'm going to live it, you know, how I wish. Now, you know, I'm hooked up with the Lord. So I try to live it on those principles most of the time. In all, you know, full disclosure, I sometimes and often fail. And I do know what happens when we, you know, leave here. We go on to be, you know, to eternal life if we have acknowledged Jesus Christ. So, but not in a body, right? And not on this earth. So I kind of agree with him as an artist. You know, he wants to do what he wants to do unabashedly. I get that part, but I don't know. Like, he's got this new song, Mike, pull it up. It's called That's What I Want. I mean, I like his stuff. I like it. I just don't be liking all the time the presentations and how they come and when they come. And again, I think I have to put that toward, that's a me thing. That's not a him thing. That's a me thing. Like, I like that. That's cute. And he's got a song called Panini. That is my jam. In fact, I started telling people when I be out, and they said, "What's your name?" I be like, "My name's Panini." It's my alter ego, Panini. Thanks, Little Nas. Thanks, Montero. So, I mean, you know. Richard says, I agree. We as the black community need to stop allowing others to raise our children. So you agree, Richard, with Lil Nas X? Type yes or no. But yes, anyway. So I mean, you know, outside, I've been seeking to understand him, and I do understand that part. I wanna be me. I get it. You're entitled to be yourself. I get that. So anyway, I'm working on accepting his visuals all the time. Okay, look, I'm gonna put this out there. Have you guys heard the Drake Certified Lover Boy and Kanye's Donda? Drake is, you know, I think he's got 10 top 10s off that album right now or something like that. But there's a whole debate. So y'all type in, if you listen to one or two of those projects throughout the week, come back to the thread and type in which one you like best. You know, Champagne Poppy talking about he's too sexy and all this stuff. So we'll see. Woo! I was just seeking to understand some things this week. And then if you're seeking to understand some things, type it in the comments and let us know, and let's debate over it in the thread as we go forth this week. And until next week, when I think we're going to have the pop-in. Dr. Barnett will be back in the house. I haven't seen her in 2 months. Oh, Tiff says she likes both. Which albums, Tiff? Drake and Montero, or Drake and Kanye? So, yes, that's it. I was just trying to understand amongst a whole lot of stuff. But these are just, you know, things I wanted to know about. Ooh, so be vigilant about today. They're having a march on the Capitol in support of J6, which was the January 6th, what in the insurrection foolishness that happened. So they're bringing, you know, that back up and trying to support that again. So let's just be vigilant and prayerful for the Washington, D.C. area. Okay, Tiff says Drake and Kanye. So, yeah, she likes them both. Jan, before we close out, since she named this show, most blacks seem to make too many people role models for their children, are not trying to be a role model for their own children. I agree. But can the celebrities be, are we holding, what level of responsibility do we hold? It's the same. I think the same argument from Joy to Nicki is the same argument from the public to Little Nas X. Where is the fine line between what you put out and what you choose not to? And as an artist, you should be able to do what you want. I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm a little duplicitous on the whole thing. But anyway, I have so enjoyed being here with y'all this Saturday. I got to take the boy to flag football. And, you know, enjoy your Saturdays. Y'all hook up with your church line tomorrow in person, or, I mean, as it is now, virtual that's the new norm. So either way you get it, just get it. And I hope to see y'all next week. Until then, y'all be blessed, be dope. We out.